Alright, what's going on, boys? We got a market recap today for Friday, June 20th. I personally did not take any trades this morning. Wasn't really expecting much this morning, to be honest, because it is a Friday, end of the week, the day after a bank holiday yesterday. And then in addition to that, if we just go to the higher time frames, like, we are still in this big consolidation range. Now, obviously, all week I had wanted to see some displacement here below these swing lows to potentially start this market maker sell model. Hopefully, we can get that going into next week. But this morning, well, let's just go full screen NQ. Because yesterday it was a bank holiday, but we ended up coming down and taking this liquidity down here and then displacing higher. Pre-market yesterday and opened up these bullish imbalances. And then pre-market this morning, for me, this was my high time frame, obvious drawn liquidity, just internal liquidity within this big range here. And it was clear that we were drawing towards it if we just go to the 50-minute chart. Since we took this low, we were just continuing to pump and pump and pump higher. So I wanted to see this get taken up here, but we took it pre-market, and so there was really no trades to be had once this got taken. This was the obvious drawn liquidity for me. I wanted to see if we would potentially continue higher, continue just placing higher, then I could have potentially played off of a new fair value gap that opened up right here and target the internal liquidity, if I could draw that, and target the internal liquidity here, but that never happened, and we just continued to further rebalance and sell off, and we had an SMT at the high. So I also wanted to see this SMT get taken before trying to go long. After we took it on NQ, the SMT has ended up holding, and we have just continued to sell off here. So I'm logging off. No trades for me this morning. And I put this in the Discord chat. Let me just pull this up real quick. Go to the market updates. On a day like today, I said there's no trades for me today. When the obvious drawn liquidity is taken pre-market before offering an entry, you have one of three choices in this scenario. You can either wait for the SMT at the high to get invalidated in order to take longs higher up in the range, which is exactly what I just said. We could have waited for ES to take this high, and then if we continue displacing higher, scalp internal longs. So that's option one, which I was open to, never ended up happening. Option two is to either catch the retracement if that's a part of your model. So catch the retracement off of this obvious drawn liquidity, off of this high. There was a couple people in the Discord who did catch this retracement. Shout out to y'all. Me personally, I wasn't really looking to catch the retracement. I wanted to stick with my high time frame bias because of the conditions just going into the day. I wasn't expecting good price action, but there was a little SMT here. Ran through this imbalance. We did get a change in the state, and they took shorts down to these lows here, somewhere around here, something like that. Me personally, that wasn't a part of my game plan for the day, so I did not take any shorts off of that retracement. I wanted to wait for multiple time frames of confirmation for a trade that I was going to take today. So you can either wait for the displacement higher, you can either catch the retracement if that's a part of your plan, or you can stay hands off and do nothing for the day because the obvious target had already been taken, right? You could have seen this pre-market and simply just logged off for the day and saved yourself the hour or 2 hours that I wasted just staring at nothing on the charts, basically, right? Those were the options that you could have had after we had taken the obvious drawn liquidity. And yeah, no trades for me. Coming back out to the higher time frames now. Like, you really want to be super careful and patient when you're playing within this type of barcode on the higher time frames, right? The highest probability trades are going to come when the higher time frames, the daily, the 4-hour, are trending and displacing in either direction, right? I don't care if we're going higher. I don't care if we're going lower. Either one is, like, I don't care which one it is. Either one's going to provide good price action in terms of intraday trading. But just going to the daily chart, we've been in this for a whole month. So hopefully next week, after taking this internal liquidity, love to see us start to displace lower and start the sell model here, especially with the fact that there's a decent amount of war news coming out. There's always a narrative to fit the price action, but us as technical traders, we just solely focus on the charts and wait for the chart to tell us where it's going to go. And if we run through this 4-hour imbalance and displace and break structure below the swing low, we know we're likely coming here to this weekly imbalance, this daily sell side, this gap in price down here. So that would be my target. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. Leading into Monday next week, I will be putting out a weekly outlook video sometime this weekend, going over the weekly bias and looking at the news calendar and seeing where we close today and how the market is setting up for the new week. But other than that, no trades for me today. I appreciate y'all watching. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.